Hi, I'm Laura Lively. Welcome to you and all of your parts. I've had people that are new to IFS or parts work tell me, I can't find my parts. They're just me. And I like to remind them that our parts are our thoughts, our emotions, our bodily sensations. They can show up as memories or song fragments that kind of pop out of the blue. All of a sudden, it's suddenly running through your head, right? And I also want to just remind you, I normally have a prop to help with this, but I don't see it. I was going to also remind you that self energy is not a one and done thing. You don't get to self energy and then live there. Self energy is on a continuum. So, my prop that's missing, I normally pull it out and say, it's like there's a continuum. On one side, this is, you're in 100% self energy. Nobody lives there. Sorry, nobody lives there. This is Buddha energy. This is Christ energy. I don't live there. I've never met anybody else that lives there. I can dip into there occasionally. If I'm out in nature, I am out kayaking, I am lost in an art project, I'm meditating. I I can get there, but I don't stay there, and nobody does. It is a continuum. Self energy is a continuum. And on the other end of the continuum is when we're completely and utterly blended with our parts, when we're basically, you could call it hijacked. Wow, that part is running the show. And there is, I like to joke because this is not actually true. So let me say this. Elvis has left the building. Self has left the building. Self does not leave the building. That does Laura joke. So I hope that's not offensive. Self has not left the building, but we are so blended with that part. We can't get to self. It's like we're covered up. Like the other analogy that gets used in IFS world is the sun is always there. Even if the clouds have covered it up and it's like raining and gray and you can't see the sun, but the sun is actually still there. Self is actually still there. But when you're over here too far on the continuum and your part has taken over, then you can't get to some of that self energy. And so, what does self energy look like? It looks like curiosity and calmness and compassion, and creativity, clarity. There's a whole slew of 8 C words that I am not going to remember them all, so I'm not even going to try. So, I just wanted to point out we don't live over here in Buddha Christ energy land. Living over here where a part takes over is also not ideal. We want to live somewhere in the middle. And quite often throughout the day, we're moving all around this spectrum. And that is normal. That is to be human. So, okay, that's my soapbox about that. And I want to talk for a moment to those folks that say, that's just me, Laura. Those thoughts are just me. I'd say those thoughts are your parts. And unless your thoughts are curious and compassionate and calm, chances are it's a part, or at least you're blended partially with a part. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being blended or, having being closer to the blended side. It's just when we get too far, we might be running amok with that part. So when people say that, when they say, Laura, I can't find my parts, I think it's just me, and they're not recognizing that those thoughts, the emotions, the bodily sensations, the urges that they're feeling, the impulses, to go hit a drive-through even after they've just eaten food, eaten lunch, those are impulses. Those are your parts. And so I can tell you a surefire way because we're human, for you to find some parts. I suggest people watching, and you can do this live and in person, and notice the thoughts that roll through your head while you're watching people go by. Malls are a great place for this, beaches are a great place for this, restaurants, bars, what library, no, libraries maybe not, not that many people there, but start to watch people. And then I'm going to invite you into the observer role. So I want you to start to be aware of your thoughts, of your emotions, and by looking at other people, your brain starts to categorize and your parts will start making judgments because that's what we do. And so start to notice what is coming up for you while you're people watching. Do you like the way that person looks? Do you not like the way they look? Are you questioning their fashion choices? Those are judgers. Welcome them. That judger is a part of you. Do you love the handbag that woman is carrying? Oh, I'd like to have that. Hello, envious part. Are you making snap judgments about their lifestyle, about their looks, about how they're dressed, about how wealthy they are, or how impoverished they are? Those are parts making snap decisions. Notice them, observe them, welcome them too. Are you making snap judgments about their intelligence or their emotional intelligence? Welcome that part of you as well. Those are all parts that are making decisions, making snap judgments. And then notice if you have a part judging you for judging the people. I've certainly had that. Now, welcome that inner critic who's now judging you for judging them. Hello, critic. You are welcome here too. Welcome all of these parts of you. They all have valid jobs. They all have valid needs. By the way, if you don't have a place to people watch or you can't get out to people watch, you can do this very exercise by scrolling through social media or watching TV. Check out the news. Check and see how you feel as news reports come on. How could anybody have been so stupid? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Those are parts. That doesn't sound calm and curious. It doesn't sound particularly compassionate, right? All of these judgments, those are parts. And I just invite you to welcome them and begin to realize they are parts. So yes, people watching, whether you're doing it virtually or in person, live in person, is a great way for you to kind of step into an observer role and start to notice how you're reacting to whatever it is you're watching. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? So let me know how it goes. I would love to hear what parts you find trying one of these exercises. All of the parts that I mentioned today, the envious part, the judger part, the inner critic part, the snap judgment at people's intelligence and whatever, and et cetera, et cetera. These are very common parts because we're all human. So do not feel bad if you have them. I mean, I listed from my own personal experience here. Let me know how it goes. I would love to hear what parts you find if you're trying this people watching exercise. And so I hope you enjoyed this episode and I hope you enjoy the exercise. Drop me a comment at laura@lauralively.com. Hit the subscribe button so that you never miss the new weekly content. And until the next time, love to you and all of your parts.